Alright, so this customer is saying he's got some issues with his steering sometimes, and what he's saying is when he grabs, like I can feel right there, it grabs, it wants to stop, and then you do a rotation and it goes all the way back around, and then it grabs, and then it grabs. And at first I was like, well, maybe it's the E-Pass, the electronic power steering assist. That's not this. This, where it's like every like 3/4 turn to turn, it's like a U-joint binding up. Right there, it's trying to fight me. It doesn't want to go. Once I get past that, then it just turns up. There it went. No, that's sorry, that's all the way to the left lock. I can feel it bind there. It comes back, it's free. I can feel it bind there. And what that is that's a characteristic of one of these U-joints in the steering shaft going bad. Because one side will lock up and the other side won't, and it'll try to fight you. And you see even this, with it in a complete extended position, it's not like all loose or anything like that. You can't grab the shaft and really move it around a lot. That shaft down there is super loose. Let me see if I can do this without killing myself. I'm going to grab this shaft. Right there. Basically just leave the steering wheel straight and take it off just right where it sits. You ain't got to do nothing special, just take it off right where it sits without moving the steering wheel or anything. So after I pull the 2 bolts out, turn the wheel a little bit. To get that relief, and the knuckle lined up, I'm going to open it up some. Alright, so this is the U-joint that we pulled out of it. This is the part that was at the bottom right here. It moves nice and easy both ways. The top moves nice and easy this way. It won't move it all the other way. It's bound up. You have to it's locked up. So the new steering shaft part number FL3Z 3 Bravo 676A.
10, remember 10.
Intermittent hard steering, like it's easy in some areas but hard in others. In E-Pass it would typically be something that's a constant fault throughout the entire steering event, so that's what made me immediately think that it was a steering knuckle. So this was a steering intermediate shaft knuckle, and those 2 10mm bolts that go in there, if it was my personal truck I would re-Loctite them and put them back in and just snug them down real tight, but it's not my personal vehicle and it's for DSP, so those are bolts that have to be replaced. Okay, so just a little tip. I sprayed some PB Blaster on it, and then I had to come down here on an angle and take my pry bar and a hammer and tap that off of there. And obviously you want to maneuver these to where you can get bolts back in and out. So be very careful with what you do. You know, each person's going to do them a little bit different. But just make sure they go back in where they came off. You might have to slide one collar on and then slide the other collar on. Get one bolt in and then turn it a little bit to get the other bolt in. You can see here, the new shaft is installed. Just remember, keep it simple. You can tell that it wasn't an E-Pass issue because it wasn't something that was going on all the time. You could feel in one particular spot something was binding up and fighting just a little bit in that steering wheel, which was a direct indication U-joint. Common. Be blessed.